Hi, Sunday 24th of November 2013. Terry Allingham, my daily blog. Today I got up early, went to HopeCity Church, my church, which by now, if you're watching my blogs, you know I love it, in the mega centre in Sheffield. My alarm went off at 6 and I got up a bit, about 6:40. Normally I'm up straight on my alarm, but I didn't have much sleep. I just want to say something about that I should have said in yesterday's blog. At TnR last night, one of my friends gave his testimony, and he's a big guy, and he's really lovely guy, but he looks, if you saw him, you might think he's a bit tough, but he's really gentle, really nice guy. And he gave his testimony, and it's a shocking story, shocking. Basically, his dad was an alcoholic, but when he was born, his dad kind of had dealt with that. His parents became Christians at, what's his name? That the most famous preacher you can think of. That's recent. Can't think of his name. Anyway, both his parents got saved. And so he grew up really in a Christian home, but they were still a bit shaky. Basically, he was good at kickboxing. That people said that he probably had a career in kickboxing. He was that talented. And so when he was 16, 17, his parents said, well, it's your decision. And so he chose kickboxing rather than the church, and really got into kickboxing. He became a doorman at clubs. And through that he got involved in drugs and got involved in a gang. Basically he used to deal drugs, and he got into heavier stuff like hurting people. He said, like, just break someone's fingers. And then he said, oh, it developed into cutting off someone's fingers with suckers. And flipping heck, looking at him, you can't believe that that's his past. He got into serious violence, like, and one day he got hold of a gun and he was going to shoot somebody, and he held the gun to this person's head. Can't remember what he said. He had the bullets, and his voice was telling him, put the bullets in the gun, just kill him. Anyway, he pulled the trigger, but nothing happened. He actually pulled the trigger to this guy. So basically he got to really extreme things like that, and in with gangs and drug dealing and all that stuff. They got one guy from a club, I don't know, he was in another gang or something, him and a group of four mates. They used to do this. They got him, put a bag over his head, put him in the back of a van, drove him to a deserted warehouse, and basically beat him up. He said that he was motionless on the floor, and just all his mates said, that's enough, he's not moving. But then he walked away, and he thought, no, I've got to make sure he's not moving. So he kicked him in the head, and basically that man, his brain has mental problems. He fractured his skull. Because of that, then he came to know God. Well, he'd grown up in a Christian home, but then gradually realised this is ridiculous. He actually went to church from a billboard. He woke up one Sunday and he said he heard a clear voice tell him, get up and go to that church that you've seen on the billboard. And so that's how he came to know God. It's pretty amazing, and totally different person now. So that's what I heard about at TnR on Friday last night. Incredible. And he wrote a letter to the guy and his family who he fractured his skull. And basically his sister wrote back saying he knew what he was getting into, and we hold nothing against you. So that was meant to go in yesterday's blog. Today we had a guy called Tim Hall. He is used by God. There's a good spiritual world and there's a bad spiritual world. And so in Christian circles, you know, there are preachers and speakers and they have different gifts, and this guy, Tim Hall, is a big guy that prays and fasts, and he's got a gift of healing and miracles, and basically he puts his hands on people, prays for them, and a lot of people get healed. And so everyone was excited. He came here, he preached for about 5 minutes, and then he said, he just got people out with different problems. He said, anyone here with digestive problems, like acid reflux, and I do have digestive problems. I've had them for a while. And so I went out to be prayed for. I don't like going out to be prayed for. And people fall over sometimes. Everyone fell over that he prayed for. And I was there thinking, right, he's going to pray for me, what do I do? And I felt pretty nervous. And then he prayed for me, he put his hand on my head. He said, what's your problem? I said, I've got symptoms of IBS. Shouted something in Jesus' name. I didn't even think about it, but I did fall down. I can't explain it. Normally I never fall down. I've only once before fell down when someone prayed for me. It was like, I didn't even know. But as soon as I fell down, I knew I was on the floor, but I didn't hurt myself. It's quite strange. But quite nice, and the pain in my stomach's gone, and a lot of anxiety's gone, and I can breathe easier. I couldn't breathe very well this morning. I'm not sure what it is that I had struggled with. I think it's linked to my emotions and to anxiety. After that, I went out with a couple of friends to Starbucks. They bought me a drink because I have no money. That's why this is dark, because my electricity's gone. I thought I had some emergency, but somehow that emergency has suddenly gone. I've got no electricity. So I'm running off the battery of my camcorder for this. Basically I'm going to go skating in a second. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I met with a couple of friends and we talked for quite a long time, and I just felt really good, and a lot of anxiety's gone. And it was just good to talk to friends. It was just good. We talked about girls because we're all single and stuff, and about God, and I felt I contributed to the conversation. Normally I just hide and I listen. I did listen a lot, but I actually felt that I contributed. I felt like I was part of it, and it was good. It was really good. So here's a thought. One of my friends said that either he'd read in a book about someone who works with people who are nearing the end of their life, and he said one of the common things they say is a regret that they never did things they wanted to do because they were worried what other people thought about them. And this is something I struggle with so very much, what people think of me. And I think it's a common thing that many are. There are bound to be thousands of people that you struggle with the same thing. But for some people it's a gripping thing that really grips you. And for me, often it grips me. And a lot of the stuff in my life, I've been holding back things because worry about what people think. What would people think if I suddenly change and start being social and start making jokes, and start being louder, you know? Will they think I'm showing off? What would people think, you know? And all these thoughts about so many areas in my life. What would people think if I start going to the pub and talking to people just to talk to people locally? All these worries. So here's a thought, and maybe make a decision, something you've been wanting to do, but you're worried what people think. Let's do it, shall we? Let's just do it. Just be that person that you want to be. Do that thing. Maybe just think of one thing that you think, I wish I could do that. Hey, just do it, because life is too short. I'm already approaching 40, so I'm probably halfway through my life. It's very likely. Flipping heck, life moves fast. See you tomorrow. Can you see me? So basically it's still Sunday. I've just been skating. It's about 5:30. It's dark. I've got no gas, no electric. don't know what food I've got to eat. I don't know. And I don't get any income till Thursday. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. What do I do? I've got nothing. I've got one candle. I've got a feeble torch somewhere. I'm just gonna have to go to bed soon. Anyway, see you tomorrow.